Hey everyone, welcome back after a very long time. I know it has been a really long time since I've posted. I don't even remember. I'm figuring it's been years, and I'm very sorry about that. I kind of just fell off, but it's because I have issues, and writing is my number one all time biggest passion. And because I am a strict perfectionist, I think that that completely led to a blockage within me, and also posting within itself. Wanting to make the videos a certain way, wanting to make them come out perfectly, which, obviously is impossible. But I've decided that I'm not going to worry about any of that. And as far as posting videos as well as me writing, I'm going to just go with the flow and come back to the beginning and the basics, which was just enjoying it. So these videos are going to be very casual, as I said, and kind of random. And I'm going to do my best to make sense, though, because I don't know if all of it's going to make sense, but I am going to be just kind of freely speaking, kind of stream of consciousness, that sort of thing. And just sharing some ideas with you guys. So, I mean, how are you guys? It's been a long time, right? My fellow writers. Most of you guys know me from my other channel. I think it's linked somewhere. So just a little bit about what I've been doing. I've been crazy busy with my other work, but in terms of my writing, it's I kind of paused for a very long time, and only recently I started to get back into the enjoyment of it. Still kind of mixed in with that perfectionism and that paralysis, that famous paralysis. But I think it was last year that I decided to start this little mini virtual writing group with some of my friends, and it's awesome. We're not able to meet that much anymore, if at all, but anytime that we do, it's great. We just talk, and we're in that energy of writing. We're in that energy of support and inspiration and creation. So I hope that these videos can be something like that for you guys as well. And yeah, even just me kind of freely talking about writing, I hope that you can get something out of these videos. Even if like 10 people watch it, that is fine with me. I've learned, one thing I've learned from doing YouTube videos and my other channel is you really have to stop caring about the numbers. YouTube kind of puts it in your face, and they tell you if your video is doing poorly, and I'm like, oh boy, that's a shot to the self-esteem. But I'm gonna stop caring about that. I think I'm just kind of getting too old to care about stuff like that. Too tired. So what I did want to share with you guys today was basically what I was starting to work on, right? So I have my laptop open in front of me. I'm actually at my store right now. Grand opening is tomorrow for my spiritual store. I've talked about on my other channel. And to my left, I hung up this picture frame where I've had it for a long time. It's this artistic depiction of a rose and a scorpion. And the reason I hung it up, it's right on my left side, right next to me, is because it helps to inspire me. It's based off of it's a symbolic representation of something that I've been writing for a very, very long time. Basically my novel, right? My first novel idea, because I have a few, I guess. But this one is very meaningful to me, and again, very symbolic. So I have that to my left. And for my laptop that I have open, I'm going to just talk to you guys about maybe some methods or tips that could be helpful to you, since it's helping me to get over that perfectionism, that paralysis, and just get back into the flow of writing, because that's why we're here, right? Another thing that I've tried to do is stop worrying about outcomes in the future. You know how a lot of us, we like to think about, okay, well, where is this going to head? Is this going to sell? Is it going to publish? Is it going to, be popular or accepted, or like whatever. Again, that's something I have to really let go of. Whatever happens, happens. If your writing one day takes off, that's amazing, that's wonderful, congrats. But like in terms of now, I feel like the only way that we can even get started is just by being extremely present, because obviously the book could be 200, 300 pages, but it starts with one word. It starts with just the single page, the single chapter, right? And that's really fun to focus on, like just the present moment, the scene that we're in, that sort of thing. So I only wrote down 3 words here, 3 bullet points. You know what? Actually, I'll start with the second one. I don't know if you guys have done this lately, But have you listened to any kind of music, right? For me, the most inspiring music, I probably have talked about this before, is the instrumental type, right? So when I work on my novel, for that, because of the genre and because of the, I guess, where the novel comes from, the inspiration and the channeling I do for it, I like to listen to classical music, instrumental classical music, for this particular work of writing. There's another work of writing that I do. It's more like a series where I still listen to instrumental stuff, but it's not classical music. It's more like epic movie soundtrack music. I don't know even if that's a genre. But for this particular project, I am deeply and greatly inspired by classical music. So, things like Beethoven and Mozart and Chopin and, everybody. And it's really wonderful. I forget just how inspiring it can be. And I remember this is a long time ago. I used to listen to these tracks with my headphones on the train pretty much every day. Well, every day that I was heading to school, college. And that would really inspire me. Just to sit there and really vibe out and kind of escape into the music. And I would notice that every time I was listening to those particular tracks, I would have these visions in my mind, in my mind's eye, my third eye. And I would even get chills like with some of these visions or these scenes that I was seeing play out in my head from the music. There's this one particular song, I think I've shared this with you guys, it's been a while. It's called Beethoven's Symphony 7, particularly movement 2, and it's an incredible piece, actually kind of short. The part I listened to is fairly short. It's just the beginning part, but there's something about that piece. I think it's called the crescendo. I'm not a musician, but when the music peaks, it just does something to my mind's eye, and I am able to channel and see beautiful, beautiful images that are directly linked to my novel, and it just creates the story in my head. It's really a wonderful experience. So if you guys can do that, I highly recommend it. Listening in with headphones or wherever you can. It could be just like from lying in bed. It could be on your commute if possible. But somewhere where you can just relax and let yourself just escape into the music, as I said. So that's the second bullet point I have here, just like something that hopefully can inspire you guys, and just to remind you, actually. Obviously, it doesn't have to be instrumental stuff. Everyone has different tastes. There's different things that inspire different people. So the third thing that I wrote down is channeling. So this is pretty similar. Music is one way that we can channel, quote unquote, right? So channeling to me just sort of means tapping into something, tapping into inspiration, information even. Kind of like, I like to think of it as the novel exists somewhere in the ether. These people, these characters, right? These scenes and this story. I like to think of it as it exists somewhere, and all I have to do is tap into it and start extracting it and just writing it down, making it real here in the three-dimensional plane where I live. Okay? And so music is one way to channel. And I'm sure that you guys can let me know of a bunch of other ways to channel information. Maybe just by sitting and meditating, you can pull visuals, or even sounds and dialogue and, any kind of information at all, and filter that into your writing, right? Maybe by visiting a certain place, an environment, like any kind of location. For me, it's always nature, for sure. Especially with this novel, it's very based in very nature heavy, I would say, like woodsy, creepy, murdery kind of scene. And for you guys, that could certainly be something that inspires you, like serene locations, or adventurous, chaotic even. So in line with environment could also be being around certain people too. Maybe you are able to channel inspiration from being around certain people who inspire you, or people that you're maybe basing information on, basing a character on, or something like that. One more thing I forgot that inspires me greatly. This is something I always forget, but I gotta start back into this, is watching or reading something that's already inspiring, already really excellent in terms of the story. So like if you watch a really good movie, whether it's new or something you've seen 100 times, that can get the creative juices flowing. That can inspire for sure. I know I mean, I'm extremely picky, but I know that there's a good handful of movies that I find really well written, and just by watching them, you get the chills and stuff like that. In certain scenes, you're like, oh my God, that's great, sort of a thing. And so, yeah, just by watching a really good movie or a series, TV series, of course, or reading a really, really good book, these things can help to trigger that inspiration within us. So I think it's worth trying if you can think of something. And by the way, please, if you know a really good movie, series, or book, please let me know. I'm looking for some. The only TV series I can think of that's up to my ridiculously high standards would be Mr. Robot and Breaking Bad. Those are two TV series that I find incredible. In terms of books, I have not found a book that has completely satisfied my standards. So please let me know if you know any good fiction books. And movies, that one's tough too. I can only really recall Pan's Labyrinth I really enjoyed, and the animated Mulan I really enjoyed. There's really not that many movies that I can say I really can say fit the standards that I have. But please let me know if you can think of anything. But yeah, just exposing yourself to these works of art, or art in general, can be really great. Again, let me know if you have any ideas there. But getting to my first bullet point, which is actually the last point I'm going to make here, I wrote down just quotes. Okay, so I've shared with you guys that I have pretty bad attention deficit, ADHD, and it really is, it makes a lot of things difficult. But one thing that I have found that makes things so much easier for me in terms of creative writing is I won't worry about the start to finish, again, perfectionism or even linear sense that it should make. So one thing that has helped me to jumpstart my scenes or the basically the energy of the writing is to focus on just quotes, right? So here what I'm really doing is I'm just kind of pulling a line of dialogue or a line of narrative or any kind of visual that's in audible or written form, right? I'm pulling this from somewhere. I'm pulling the inspiration from somewhere. And it's really interesting because if I try to write a scene from the beginning and I try to make it look like chapter format in my Word document, and I'm like really trying so hard and I'm forcing it essentially, I can't write anything. I really can't get anything down, and it takes all of the enjoyment out of what I'm doing. So what I have found so helpful is when I just pull one line, right? And that's actually what I did, and that's what prompted me to make this video, because I wrote literally just one line on my laptop. And I kind of just went from there and I expanded upon it, and I'm like thinking, man, this is really enjoyable. And I could even write just one paragraph and just feel so inspired by that, versus if I try to sit there and force myself to write 2 pages of whatever. So I think that the key to writing, the key to creating actually, is true relaxation, right? This is, and apparently this is a thing. I didn't know this until I discovered this by accident, but the word flow, this is a concept, I believe in psychology, where they say that you're able to tap into this state of consciousness where things just flow out of you in terms of creation and focus and like whatever. I have to look into it more. But that is what I think is happening, right? I think that it is in those moments where we truly relax and just be present. Only then we are able to channel, right? Like a conduit. We're able to channel the inspiration, the words, the visions, the ideas, everything. And again, on some of my previous videos, I do remember talking about this a little bit. I personally believe that the only true way to channel is through very much relaxing yourself, your mind, your energy, your body. So wherever you're writing from, try to find a place where you can be physically comfortable, of course. So for me, I'm just like at a round table and a comfortable chair. It's warm because I put my heated blanket on it because I always get cold. So I'm pretty comfortable actually, and I'm in my store, and it's like the nice healing vibe. I'll show you guys eventually. And yeah, I'm like pretty comfortable. And I did have music playing at the time where I was trying to channel this. You don't always need to do that, but yeah, just by relaxing and breathing deeply, that's obviously a good one. So posture, relaxing your body and your muscles, and breathing deeply, okay? And just trying to relax your mind a little bit. Just, go easy on yourself. Try not to force yourself or like be hard on yourself. Just be kind. And yeah, that helps the calm, the relaxation enough to hopefully just, bring out some things. And so I will eventually share some snippets with you guys about what I wrote, but my novel is like it's going to probably stay under the radar for a little while, but it was very nice. I just wrote a couple of sentences, a very small paragraph, and I found that so inspiring for me, so enjoyable for me, just to start, like I said, with quotes. So anyway, yeah, I don't even know what I just talked about for the last 15, 16 minutes, but I hope that you guys got something out of this. And for future videos, like I said, even if it's extremely casual, even if I don't make any sense, I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking, and I don't know, some people tell me they sometimes watch my videos almost like as background noise to relax, and I was like, oh, that's nice. So you can just do that. And obviously the energy of what I'm talking about is about writing and creativity, so hopefully that'll just be helpful as well as a backdrop of stuff. So I'll also try to get back into answering the comments, because again, I think it's been years, which is very sad. But yeah, let me know what you guys have been up to, any updates about your writings, any, maybe some of you have gotten published since the last time I saw you or talked to you here. Anyways, so hope you guys are doing great. And I will see you next time. I don't know when, but hopefully very soon. And happy writing. Bye.